You had I would argue, one of your more popular YouTubes, You Will Marry the Wrong Person. Tell me about it.
So look, I think, first of all, it's meant to be kind. I mean, it could seem a bit cruel. Like, if somebody's going, or even at their wedding, look, probably you're making a mistake. That doesn't seem too friendly. It's the most generous thing you can say, because really what it does is it normalizes our greatest terror, and indeed a kind of likelihood, which is that anyone you're going to end up with will be substantially, and at points acutely wrong. At other points, delightful. But I don't think you really are close to someone if you can't at some moments feel this person ruined my life. It belongs to love. If you're really enmeshed in somebody else's life, you will inevitably at some point think, meeting them was the worst thing that ever happened. Now, that's not to say that at other moments you won't think this person's saving my life. Absolutely commensurate. But it's designed to take some of the pressure. So yeah.
By saying you're going to marry the wrong person, you're basically exonerating the person, the listener. Like, hey, I know you think you're the exception. Be open to the possibility you're not at all the exception.
You're lowering the temperature. I mean, look, it's the pessimistic move. And I know United States, bless the nation, it was built on optimism. It was built on optimism. People from tragic old Europe left behind the spirit of Christian resignation and, ancient Greek sense of, fatality and doom, and got on ships and decided that Jerusalem was going to be built not in the next world, but on American soil. Here, shining city on the hill. And it's a beautiful idea, but boy, oh boy, does it come with problems. Because if you really think Jerusalem is here, you're going to be pretty impatient. You're going to be pretty disappointed. You're going to be pretty cross. You're going to be looking out for a lot of quick solutions to complex problems.
Do you think it's a different timbre than European dissatisfaction?
Sure.
American dissatisfaction, you think, is different?
Sure, because it's built on hope. European dissatisfaction is built on just an acceptance of tragedy, and it's a melancholy. American dissatisfaction is a rage. European dissatisfaction is a melancholy. What's melancholy? Melancholy is what comes after rage. Melancholy is when you realize that, disappointment is written into the code of life. And that's what, if you grew up in the UK, this is the headquarters of melancholy. I mean, the weather is, telling you that more or less every day, between September and May, every day it's telling you your hopes are not going to come right. Stop dreaming, etc. And it's like, that's the message that's coming through meteorologically. And then psychologically, it's coming, this is the country of the Smiths. And, sure, we know it. And of course, it all starts in Greece. I mean, if you look at the ancient Greeks, they're obsessed by the idea that the gods are everywhere, and they're kind of willful, playful, keen to mess things up for human beings. And hubris, getting too big for your boots, thinking you've worked out how to control the world is the, every Greek myth, not just Icarus, but every Greek story, read Herodotus, every story is about kings and noble people who thought they had it made, and boom, the fates come in and blow them up. And that's what their obsession was, and it's seeped deep into the European soil.
Do you think your job, role, duty, mission of School of Life is to kind of be like, all right, let's be real? Because it is, I think it's, let's be real. I'm going to be kind about this. And I think your voice helps, genuinely. But it is a bit like, come on.
I like that, like kind but real. That's a very good summary. Our listener, I like to think that our listeners are a mixture of the two things. On the one hand, they may be getting on with their lives, things are going well. On the other hand, they are not strangers to breaking down 3 a.m, sobbing helplessly, thinking, I've ruined everything, everything's a mess, it's all over, what am I doing here? This is my soulmate. This is a friend immediately. By the way, the richest kind of, how can you be a friend to anyone who's not got a pretty good relationship with their own suffering and despair? You'll never be able to laugh. You can't laugh with someone who's cheerful. You can only laugh with someone who's desperate. That's where comedy comes from, desperation. So when you get some desperation between you, then you're onto rich laughter and warmth, good stuff.
But don't you think that there is some people just don't like it?
Yeah.
Some people don't. I did one of my show Blocks, not the podcast, the Netflix. At one of the shows someone left, and a buddy of mine overheard him go like, "My man got a little too emotional on that." Like, people don't really. My stand-up that's not emotional is far more popular than the emo ones. So I was like, oh, they never liked the emo stuff. I mean, like, I do. I think there's it's like a genre of, I don't want to call it entertainment, but kind of. It's a bit like reading, all reading is self-help in a way.
But the best kind. I mean, gallows humor. Let's hear it for gallows humor. I mean, it's humor that you need on the way to the gallows. Think how bizarre that is as a kind of concept. It's a great thing. That's what comedy should be.
Totally agree.
To reassure, we're all going to the gallows, some faster, some slower. We're all headed there. We need some lightheartedness that draws on a proper awareness of what's at the end of the road. Sure, that's what we love. That's what you do well. That's what we love.
Hey, you should like and subscribe.